Sasuke leaving Konoha has always been one of the main plot lines of Naruto. Half the drama comes from that. The Akatsuki and their plan, yes, but half the drama in the series centers around Sasuke leaving the village and the hero's attempts to bring him back. But what happens when Naruto leaves with him? Well, now we have a whole new story. Join me as we continue our Tsukuyomi dream of a world where Naruto decided to leave with Sasuke. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed, so if you're a fan of the video, please like and double check if you're subscribed. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Naruto sat in a tree. He looked down upon the palm of his hand. He clenched it. Looking up, he thought about the things that had brought him to where he was now. He and Sasuke had decided to leave Konoha together. The reason for this was clear, cut and dry for Sasuke. He had dreams to fulfill that he could not fulfill while still in the leaf. But Naruto's reason for leaving was a bit more vague. In fact, the only dream Naruto could have was now likely ruined by leaving the village, so what was the logic? Sometimes Naruto wondered this too. The entire reason for being a shinobi, everything he had done, every time he had hyped himself up to work harder, it was all in service to his dream of becoming Hokage. But now such a thing was impossible. He could never become Hokage now. Well, more than likely not. Of course, Sasuke disagreed. You've killed Orochimaru, and I'll soon kill Itachi. We'll return home as heroes. They'll have to make you Hokage. This was what Sasuke said, but the point was, Naruto was not thinking about any of that when he left. His only motivation for leaving was because he wanted to be with the one person who actually seemed to care whatsoever about his life. Naruto was just sick of being in the village. Naruto left because he didn't want to stay. That was the only reason, and that left him feeling a little bad. No goal in life, nothing worth doing. All he could be was a supporting character in someone else's story, or so he felt. No true direction or goal, he continued to fight for someone else simply because he didn't want to be alone. Now that he thought about it, he figured out how lonely that sounded. How utterly, despairingly lonely. Looking down at his hand once again, he felt an immense power, unlike any he had ever felt before. The Nine Tails. This new power was greater than that. This new ability far surpassed it. Raw strength, the primal strength of nature flowed through his veins and bolstered every muscle, every reaction, every ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu technique. And even still, he had developed the same black orbs that Orochimaru had developed. He wasn't even entirely sure what they were or how he created them. They were just automatic. He had on various occasions attempted to examine them with the help of Karin. She had said that she sensed an unusual sort of chakra mixture. He trusted whatever she said on the matter due to her being a sensory type, but even she wasn't entirely sure what it was. She said she sensed every nature transformation at once, as well as a few other chakra types that she couldn't exactly pin down. Orochimaru had claimed that this was the power of the Sage of Six Paths, but Naruto wondered how it was that he could have such a thing, and furthermore, why the union of his and Sasuke's chakra would awaken it. Speaking of Sasuke, he too had an awakening. His eyes had evolved into a Mangekyo Sharingan, and they had evolved into a more mythical dojutsu thereafter, the Rinnegan. Sasuke was ecstatic about that. Itachi had once told him to face him when he had unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan. Due to the inability to gain that, Sasuke had always felt as though he would never measure up, and would never be strong enough. In fact, that was partially why he left Konoha in general. But now Sasuke had that power and greater. He finally felt as if he maybe had surpassed Itachi. The same eyes as the Sage of Six Paths, the same power as him. Both Naruto and Sasuke were meant for great things, so it had been said of them by Jugo in a passing comment. Now, at present, Naruto and Sasuke were on their way to find Itachi. Where he was remained a mystery. All they could do was check in the usual places, but to no avail. Sasuke had never imagined that out of all the things he had to do, this would be the hardest of all. He could work and make breakthroughs and grow stronger all he wanted, but it didn't mean a thing if he couldn't find his target. And only now was it truly setting in for the village boys how big the outside world truly was, and the vast openness that the walls of their hometown had been sheltering them from. But all the same, it was freeing, roaming without borders, without rules, all under the endless expanse of stars. There was beauty in this freedom, and now, as Naruto looked up at those stars from his perch in the trees, he began to wonder if maybe his decision to leave the village with Sasuke, the forsaking of his dreams, the forsaking of the village, had been worth more than the title of Hokage ever had been. After all, Naruto wanted the title to demand respect from those who hated him, but even if they respected him, they would never love him. It would all be a simple facade with animosity boiling under the surface. Not here though. Among his friends, with Sasuke, Karin, Suigetsu, and Juko, Naruto had found respect, and he had found peace and freedom under these stars. The world was beautiful, and far less cruel a place as some had led him to believe. Certainly not when you had friends by your side. And right now, Naruto is feeling that peace as the drowsiness of night came upon him. As he hopped down to the ground, he found the others already asleep under the stars. Naruto was the last one awake. And so, this beauty of nature, it was all for him. It was beauty only he was looking at. And in that moment, it felt as if Naruto knew why he was alive. It was as if he knew why he had left Konoha. He wanted this beauty, this simplicity, the warm embrace of the sun, the cool chill of the night, the spray of the rivers and the breeze in the trees above. Even if it began to rain right now, Naruto felt as if it could not get any better. And so he lay down in the grass himself and also began to submit to the siren song of sleep. Closing his eyes, he drifted off and began to dream of a place and time where everything felt okay. A time not too unlike this. The next day, Naruto awoke to the sound of stirring. He turned over for a moment to catch a few more Z's before he felt a foot kick his. Naruto, were you not keeping watch last night? Naruto opened his eyes. Oh, that's what I forgot to do, he thought within himself. Now he remembered why he was the last one awake. How could he forget such a thing? Sorry, Sasuke, I didn't mean to, I just sort of forgot. But hey, everything worked out well, right? Naruto sat up and saw the group standing there looking over Sasuke's shoulder. Sasuke held up a note. Things aren't all right. Someone was in our camp last night. They could have killed us if they wanted to, and we never would have known they were there. Naruto stood. I already said I'm sorry. It was an honest mistake. He dusted off his clothes and walked over. What's that? Sasuke read through it. His eyes seemed to widen with concern. It's a message. From Itachi. Naruto was surprised. Wait, Itachi was in our camp last night? Sasuke shrugged. Either Itachi or a messenger from him. He read over the letter. Naruto drew closer and read it for himself. What's it say? Sasuke looked at him. It's an invitation. An invitation? To what? Naruto asked. Sasuke got a bit of a smile on his face. It's an invitation to a final battle with him. The group began to make their way through the forest toward the location that had been dictated to them on the letter. It was a place that Sasuke would know about. It was an old Uchiha hideaway in the middle of nowhere. A place in the land of fire where nobody but they knew. It was designed to be a refuge for the clan should Konoha ever fall. A place they could stay until things died down and they could reform the leaf, or they could decide a new course of action. In truth, the place was never used after the Warring States period, but it had remained well kept just for such an occasion. Sasuke found it funny. This location symbolized both an end to old things and a beginning to new. This location was perfect for their final battle. Karin stopped them for a moment. Hold up. The group came to a stop and turned to face Karin. What is it? Sasuke asked. Karin closed her eyes and put her hand to the ground. I sense multiple chakra signatures. They're all coming this way. What? Naruto was surprised. I don't recognize them, but they're fanning out to search, it feels. Is it a trap? Sasuke asked. Did Itachi call in reinforcements? Karin thought for a moment. I don't know, but their movements suggest that they're looking for us. Sasuke nodded. Well, keep us informed. We still need to get to Itachi. Tell us if they get too close. Karin nodded. They continued. I will not have this chance slip away from me, he said as they continued to travel toward the location. As they did so, they would eventually make their way to the hideout. Sasuke would look up. This is the location. Naruto would drop his cloak on the ground and pop his knuckles. Let's get it done then. Sasuke would hold out his hand to stop Naruto. Naruto looked down at it for a moment before shifting his gaze up. What's this? Sasuke looked to him. You need to stay out here, Naruto. All of you do. What? Why? Naruto demanded to know. Sasuke then spoke. This is my fight. All I've done my whole life since the destruction of my clan was train in preparation of this day. He told me I was not even good enough to kill. I need this Naruto. If I don't kill him alone, then I'll feel I didn't get my vengeance at all. I need to be the one to do it. Naruto waited for a moment. But from the stories you've told me, he's an absolute monster. There's no guarantee that even your Rinnegan can help you beat him. And if that's true, you could die. What are you going to do if he kills you? Sasuke looked back up at the building. If he kills me, then I simply wasn't strong enough and could never have beaten him. If I die, then I'll die with a smile, knowing he considered me worthy enough at least to be put to rest with the rest of my clan. That's a dark way to think, Karin said. Sasuke looked back with a smile. My entire life has led up to this moment. This is something I need to do, so please, give this to me, guys. Naruto looked around in frustration. What are we supposed to do then? You stay out here, Sasuke said. If anything, go buy me time to ensure nobody comes after us. No, I mean, what do we do if Itachi kills you? Sasuke shrugged. Do whatever you want to do. Run from him, fight him, kill him. I don't really care. I'll be too dead to stop you either way. But give me my first crack at him at least. Naruto sighed. Fine, we'll give you first crack, but you better come back alive. Sasuke nodded. He left to enter the building. Naruto then turned away. "Where are you going?" Suigetsu asked. Naruto looked back over his shoulder. "To buy us some time." He then jumped off into the trees. He hopped from limb to limb, cautiously keeping his eyes open, waiting for any clue to the location of whoever was tracking them. Naruto came to a perch in a tree that was well shaded. His dark cloak made him all the more hard to see. He kept his eyes open until he saw a cell from that group. Wait, is that Sakura and Kakashi-sensei? He jumped down to meet up with the group, a group of shinobi as well as his own former team. Naruto landed on a branch in front of them. At that moment, it was as if time had stopped. All was silent, even the forest creatures, as these made contact for the first time in years. "Naruto?" Naruto turned back to look at them. He offered a slight smile. "Hi, guys." Kakashi was surprised to see him. "Naruto?" Sakura was silent for a moment. "It certainly has been a long time, hasn't it? What's it been, 3 years?" he asked them. 2.5. Naruto could tell that the group was having a hard time believing it. "If you need a moment, you could—" "Where have you been?" Sakura cried out. Naruto was shocked by the outburst. "I've been with Sasuke." "Why did you leave?" Sakura demanded to know. "When you went out after Sasuke, you promised to bring him back, but all you did was leave too," she yelled at him as tears formed in her eyes. "Why did you leave? I thought that you promised you'd bring him back to me. Are you a liar, Naruto? Did you lie?" These tears began to roll down her cheek. Naruto looked down toward the ground, solemn look upon his face. "I'm sorry I made you so upset, Sakura, but I haven't given up on that promise. Sasuke will come back to the village. We just have a few goals we need to accomplish before we can." "There's a rumor that you two killed Orochimaru," Kakashi said. "Is it true?" Naruto looked up at Kakashi. "It is indeed true. We killed him. We were planning to bring his head back to the village as a part of our mission." "Mission?" Kakashi claimed. "What mission?" Naruto smiled. "Our mission. Mine and Sasuke's. Sasuke needed to achieve his dream, but more than that, he wanted to bring back the heads of a few people on Konoha's bingo book. I know the mission wasn't regulated, so we may face insubordination for that. But we've killed Orochimaru in Konoha's name, and soon we'll kill Itachi as well. In fact, Sasuke's with him while we speak, doing battle with him." Kakashi was stunned. "You two really killed Orochimaru, and Sasuke's killing Itachi right now?" "He might need our help," Sakura shouted. She attempted to jump past Naruto, but he caught her. "Hold up, you can't." "What? Why?" Sakura demanded. Naruto began explaining. "Because this is more than just a mission to Sasuke. It's more than just a need to do it for the village. Sasuke needs to kill Itachi for himself. If we take that from him, we'll have destroyed his dream. Please, just have faith in him. And after Itachi's dead, we'll return to the village." Kakashi thought about it for a moment. "All right, fine. Would you like me to show you where Sasuke is?" "Please," Sakura begged. Naruto smiled. Okay, just calm down. I'll take you, but you just gotta promise not to interfere, okay? Sasuke says that if he dies, we're free to move in on Itachi, but I don't expect Sasuke to lose. He's leagues above what he used to be now, and I don't think even Orochimaru would have a fair chance at him alone currently." The group agreed, and so Naruto led them to the hideout. Suigetsu, Jugo, and Karin were surprised when they showed up there. Naruto looked back at Kakashi and Sakura. "These are mine and Sasuke's friends. Karin, Suigetsu, and Jugo. They've been helping us out. That being said, when this is all over, I want you to give them the freedom they deserve. Let them either come with us to the Leaf or go their own way. Can you guys promise that?" Kakashi nodded. "If they helped you take out these threats, then they're owed a debt of gratitude from Konoha. They're free to do as they wish." Naruto smiled. "Good." And so they waited. From above, there were the sounds of fighting. The sound of clanging metal, ninjutsu, explosions, Susanoo. There were so many sounds ringing down from above, so loud one might mistake it for a full-blown war. It was like two armies were clashing on the roof of the hideout, but in reality, it was nothing more than two rogue shinobi going all out. The sound of two Susanoo fighting could be heard, and then silence. They waited, but there were no further noises. "The battle must be over," Jugo said. They waited longer, but Sasuke did not appear. Anxiety began to build in the hearts of those waiting outside. "Why isn't he coming out?" Sakura asked. They could wait no longer. They rushed in. Something wasn't right. They made it to the roof and saw the destruction left behind, but they found nobody else. "Fan out! Find them!" Kakashi ordered. They began to search the area. That's when one of the shinobi called out. "We found a body!" Sakura's heart nearly stopped. She began walking over. The shinobi that found it was already examining it. Sakura saw it. Dark hair. No. She ran over and flipped the body. It was Itachi. She let out a sigh of relief as tears began to run down her cheeks. Her smile corrupted into a crying clenching of teeth. Naruto came to her side and hugged her. "It's okay. Sasuke won. He's still alive somewhere." "But where? That's the question," Suigetsu said. Jugo looked over. "Karin, can you sense Sasuke nearby?" Karin began to attempt to sense him. "I don't sense Sasuke at all. He's not anywhere near here. Where did he go?" And why would he run? These were answers nobody knew. I don't understand, Naruto said. Why would he flee after the battle ended? Is it maybe because he saw us, Kakashi said. Is it that he wasn't ready to come back to the village? Naruto shook his head. No, Sasuke's told me his plan multiple times. We were going to use Orochimaru's training to get stronger, kill Orochimaru, and then find and kill Itachi, and then bring both of their heads back to Konoha for amnesty. His goals are complete. He could return to Konoha now. I don't see why he'd flee. Maybe someone took him, Karin said. Do you think someone could? Suigetsu asked. It's possible. After such a fight, there's no doubt that Sasuke would be tired, Jugo said. It's possible that someone capitalized off this to capture him, possibly to steal his Rinnegan. Naruto looked to Karin. Can you sense anyone here? Karin shook her head. Naruto looked back at the others. Kakashi then asked, wait, did you say Rinnegan? We have a lot to talk about, Naruto said. And so Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi all spoke together as Konoha Shinobi ventured out to search for Sasuke. By the end of it, they had yet to find him, and so they all began to return to Konoha without him. Returning to the village, Naruto would be brought before Tsunade, who would scold him for such a brash move. Naruto apologized and offered the fact that they had killed both Itachi and Orochimaru as some sort of excuse, but Tsunade refused this, saying that it was an unauthorized operation, insubordination, and desertion. She said that because they had done these things, they would eventually be pardoned for their crimes. However, that was not going to stop Naruto from spending some time in the brig for all the trouble they put them through. And so Naruto was delivered to the prison where he was to wait. As he sat there in near darkness, only the light of a few torches lighting his dark cell, he would be brought something to eat by Konohamaru. Naruto would take it and look at the boy. Wow, Kono, you've grown so tall. Konohamaru nodded with a hint of depression in his expression. What's wrong? Konohamaru looked up. Do you know what happened after you left, Naruto? Naruto shook his head. What? Konohamaru then spoke. You took your tailed beast with you. The entire village was without protection for so long. Other nations were threatening war. It was only because we had Gaara on our side and Suna that we managed to survive these threats. Gaara's one tail was all that was protecting us. But a little while ago, Gaara... Naruto sat forward. What? What is it? Konohamaru looked up. Gaara was killed. Naruto was surprised. What? Konohamaru nodded to affirm that it was true. He continued. Some group called the Akatsuki took him and stole his tailed beast and killed him. Naruto looked down sorrowfully. That's not it either, Konohamaru said. Uncle Asuma died. Naruto was surprised. Konohamaru began to cry. Uncle Asuma was the last member of my family I had left after Grandpa Hiruzen died. And now Asuma's dead too. He was killed fighting the Akatsuki. Naruto came to the cell's doors on his knees and pushed his hands through the bars to comfort Konohamaru. He sniffled a little as he continued. I only survived that mess because I was on Team 7, Konohamaru said. Kakashi-sensei and Sakura-chan were there for me when he died. I thought I'd have Jiraiya there with me too. Konohamaru looked up. Big brother, Jiraiya taught me just like he taught you, he said with a smile hidden under tears. He taught me the Rasengan and even this cool thing called Sage Mode, but he had to go on mission to Amegakure. I wanted to go too, but Asuma had just died. I wasn't in the right shape to go, and because of that, because I wasn't there, the Akatsuki killed him too. Naruto was shocked. Pervy Sage is dead? Konohamaru's tears fell to the ground in large droplets. I'm losing everyone, Naruto. I can't keep doing this. I'd rather die than see anyone else go away, so please promise me you'll stay in the village. Konohamaru pressed against the cell doors as if attempting to get a hug through the bars. Naruto provided what he could. He was too shocked and upset at the death of Jiraiya, but he knew that he needed to be Konohamaru's comfort. I promise I'll stay. I'm back with the village for good, okay? We just need to find Sasuke and bring him home. We just need to bring him home. Naruto had been in his cell for days. He began to wonder if old lady Tsunade was ever going to pardon him. For all he knew, he'd be in this cell until they found Sasuke. If that were the case, it would make a lot of sense actually. They didn't want to risk Naruto leaving the village to find Sasuke. So no doubt they would keep him here until such a time as they brought Sasuke back. As he laid there, thinking upon these things, his cell shook as a loud rumble could be heard. What was that? Naruto said as he sat up. An earthquake? Suddenly there was a louder, harder shake that threatened to bring the whole ceiling down on him. He heard cries and clamoring from above. Naruto got up and ran to the cell door. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? No guards came to him. The cell shook again. Damn it, Naruto said. He stood back and began to form a Rasengan in his hand. The idea that this cell could hold him was laughable. He was here because Tsunade had wanted him to be, but now something more important was at stake. He began to charge at the door. Suddenly, the door opened up as Konohamaru unlocked it. Naruto slammed the brakes and stumbled, tripping over the boy. He sat up. Konohamaru, are you okay? The boy nodded as he rubbed his head. He pointed toward the stairs. Hurry up, get outside. Someone's attacking the village. Naruto ran up the stairs and stepped out into the light. He looked up and saw a man flying in the air. Naruto activated his six-path Sage mode and flew into the air to meet him. "The Jinchuriki," the man said. Naruto looked at him and noticed that he had a Rinnegan. "Those eyes." His fists clenched. "They're the same as Sasuke's." Naruto began to believe that this man had stolen Sasuke's eyes. "How dare you! I'll kill you!" And so, without even a word of explanation from Pain, Naruto rushed into him, creating a bow staff out of a truth-seeking orb behind him, knocking him to the ground. Naruto landed. Pain rose. "I don't know what foolishness you speak of. These eyes are mine and mine alone. They are now, always have been, and always will belong to me." He called his other six paths to him. Naruto looked around at the 5 people surrounding him. "Good. Now maybe it'll be a fair fight," Naruto said as he created a staff in his other hand. Pain raised his hand and the rest of the 6 paths began to attack Naruto. Naruto saw them coming in, but he was well prepared. He struck each one with incredible skill and prowess. His training, as well as the infusion of 6 paths chakra into his system, had gifted him with amazing abilities. He could sense nature energy now and take it into himself, just like Jiraiya could all those years ago. Naruto was using this to determine where these 6 paths were around him. Essentially, he had turned his entire body into an eye. Not too unlike the Byakugan, but instead of relying upon light to locate his opponents, he was using theirs, his own, and the world's own natural chakra to sense them. He could do it in great detail. As they came in, he dodged under one attack and struck with an attack of his own. It was so powerful that he sent it flying into the wall. He began to face each member of the 6 paths individually. And after a moment of deliberation, having figured out from trial and error what each pain did, he decided it was best to tackle them in a certain order, with Naraka Path being the first to be defeated as it could repair broken paths. Next up was Human Path, as he had witnessed it literally rip someone's soul out with a single touch. After that was Animal, as it could summon reinforcements in the form of massive beasts. From there, Preta, as it could siphon his energy and he would need that to fight with. And he would then take out Ashura Path, as it could offer long-distance support from far away. Finally, he fought against the Diva Path, and it was Diva that seemed to be in control. It also seemed that this was the tip of the spear when it came to strength. Naruto had an issue in fighting against the repulsive forces of gravity, but considering that he could already defy gravity with flight, Naruto would be able to overcome this, hovering in the air. He would then rush down at Diva and deliver a combo of decisive blows against the path, completely incapacitating it. But Naruto wasn't stupid. He had known a Rinnegan user and was a user of these 6 paths himself. So he at least knew that there was a 7th path. This path would be the original host, likely the one that killed Jiraiya, likely the one responsible for the death of Asuma and Gaara. He would use the chakra rod to hunt down the main body, which he would find in a papier-mâché tree. Inside, he found a single frail man and his aide, a woman. Naruto would step in, and the final path, Nagato, would begin to speak with him. Naruto would converse with him for a while, but it became obvious that he would not spare Nagato, nor his aide should she get in the way, and so she actually did. Naruto would sweep her away, plow her down like a paper person, because so she was. He came to Nagato and would finish him off. Naruto was no stranger to vengeance. Having spent as much time as he had with Sasuke, he knew that it felt good to kill your enemies. It felt good to serve justice. Pain might argue that this wasn't justice, but then again, Sasuke had taught Naruto that justice was a thing man took for himself, and Naruto had just claimed it. And with that, the battle was over. To say that Naruto wasn't put back into his cell would be the understatement of the century. Naruto had become the hero of the Hidden Leaf, saving it from destruction. A few buildings had come down and a few people had been hurt, but thanks to Naruto being there, nobody had died. And so he was hailed as a hero. But that didn't make him feel much better about it. Naruto would wait for any confirmation that Sasuke was found, but nothing came up. Tsunade would attend the 5 Kage summit, and there the 5 Kage would receive a threat from Tobi that there would be war unless they turned over their tailed beasts. Tsunade refused to do this, as did everyone else, and so Tobi would declare the 4th Shinobi World War. Naruto was told that he would have to wait it out by Tsunade, but he refused this, telling her that he was strong enough to take out Pain and that he was strong enough to fend for himself. He told her that without him they might not win. He could tip the scales in their favor. And despite the fact that she really didn't want to allow him to go, she decided that it would be best, just in case the Akatsuki used the tailed beasts against them. And so they moved on to fight in the war. They would face many Edo Tensei, and it was believed that the only way to stop them was to seal it up, or help them come to terms with the actions of their life to send them to the next world. But this wasn't true. Naruto had Truth Seeker orbs, which possessed yin-yang release, and with these he could neutralize ninjutsu entirely. And so he could neutralize the Edo Tensei before they ever became a true threat, and this included even Madara's Edo Tensei. As they moved on to the final battle, however, they discovered that the Ten Tails was almost ready to be activated. Toby told Naruto that they had already taken the 8 Tails, and that all they needed now was the 9 Tails, but given Naruto's strength, they believed they couldn't take it from him. But then again, they didn't need to. They had the Gold and Silver Brothers Edo Tensei. Feeding them to the Geto statue, they caused it to awaken as the Ten Tails. It started to rampage, but the question was, how could they control it? They needed a Rinnegan to do it, but Naruto had already killed Pain. It was then that Obito revealed Sasuke's presence. Obito explained, "It wasn't hard to switch Sasuke to our side. After all, when he came to realize the truth, he couldn't stomach returning to Konoha." Naruto stood there for a moment. What truth? Obito smiled and looked at Sasuke. "Why don't you tell him?" Sasuke stepped forward. Itachi wasn't at fault for the deaths of the Uchiha clan. He was under orders. Konoha's orders. Naruto was stunned. "It was Konoha that killed the Uchiha?" Sasuke nodded. "It was. And now I need retribution." Sasuke began to absorb the Ten Tails into himself. Obito spoke. "And now, with the power of the Ten Tails, Sasuke will destroy Konoha. He will cast a light down upon the world and put them into an eternal dream. He'll bring peace, and once more he'll restore his clan." He was confident that he had brainwashed Sasuke. Too confident. Sasuke would stab through Obito. Obito was surprised by this. Sasuke scoffed. "I have no need for a dream world when I can make the real world into whatever I want." He would finish off Obito and then kill Zetsu as well. He would then turn to Naruto. "I will have my revenge. Are you going to stand with me or against me?" Naruto thought for a moment. "Sasuke, as much as I wish I could help you find justice, you know we can't destroy the village. We can't kill our friends. I refuse." Sasuke thought about it. "How about this?" Sasuke said. "I will not destroy the village in its entirety. I will destroy only its current leadership. I'll install you as Hokage, and then I'll destroy the leadership of all other shinobi nations. I'll force them to submit to us, and once they do, we'll create a new world without war and suffering. A world where the definition of what it means to be a shinobi has changed. Where shinobis aren't killers and warmongers, but peacekeepers. A world where every clan can be safe." Naruto thought about it. "A peaceful world." Sasuke nodded. "Just come with me, and we can make this world together. A world where we're both respected by the villages that wronged us. Where we can lead the world and make things the way we want them to be. Where our dreams become reality. What do you say?" Naruto began to smile. And so began a new kind of war. A war where Naruto and Sasuke had to destroy the leadership of each village. Naruto attempted to spare Tsunade, as did Sasuke out of respect for her and Naruto, but the Konoha Council he would not spare. The whole world would then be subjugated under them, and through fear of retaliation would be unified. Together, any threat that could ever rise would be put down. Toneri's attempt to drop the moon would be met with a visit from Sasuke himself, who would easily eradicate Toneri altogether and stop the threat. Momoshiki and Kinshiki would be met with overwhelming force, and the power of Sasuke and Naruto together was easily able to overcome even Ishiki Otsutsuki. And so Naruto and Sasuke finally rested after their battles. Naruto looked out over the village and sighed. "It was a bit bloody and very roundabout, but we managed to bring peace, and our dreams are fulfilled." Sasuke nodded. He had gotten his revenge and brought peace to the world, and now he and Sakura were married and already had a child. His clan was once again growing. Naruto smiled as he looked up into the sky, content with the path he had chosen. And that's the end of the video. To be perfectly honest, this is how I see it going. If Sasuke had the Rinnegan, Obito would have no reason to steal them from Pain. The only issue I really have here is the idea that Obito could completely trust Sasuke. But in all honesty, Obito could believe that he's in total control of Sasuke and underestimate him. We both know Sasuke wouldn't go for the infinite Tsukuyomi, and he'd more than likely not be fully agreeing with the Akatsuki's plans besides bringing peace. I believe we've actually seen once before the kind of world Sasuke wanted to bring, and in that official story he takes over the world, installs his friends as regional governors, and would rule over the world and enforce peace. And there's no reason in my mind to think that this Naruto wouldn't help. After all, he did leave the village because he felt nobody cared. So in his own way, he might have actually agreed with Pain here due to how much time he had spent with Sasuke and Sasuke's toxic ideas. But anyway, that's just what I think. What do you think? Did you enjoy the video? If so, tell us in the comments. Let us know what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, and anything you want to see happen in future videos. Remember to like, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when we drop more content like this. Until next time, peace.